Okay, so here we are with Chad Fitch, famous X-exclusive Helix model. How are you today?
I'm good, Andy. Thank you. Let me just comment really quick. I don't really consider myself famous, to put that out there. But yes, I'm doing well.
Okay, so tell us a couple things about yourself.
Well, just a average boy who, got out of porn. Well, not really got out, but kind of retired a little bit, and now I'm just living life in Orlando, Florida.
Okay, so let's start with your porn career.
Okay.
Because we got a bunch of questions emailed into you about that. That seems to be a topic people really want to hear from you about. So let's start with what made you get into porn in the first place?
Well, actually, to be quite honest, two things really. One of them was a movie by the name of The Girl Next Door, and she was, a porn star that she moved into the suburbs, and this next door neighbor, the guy, had a crush on her, and he recognized her as, a porn star, and they started to have a love affair, and I just thought, wow, this guy was really attracted to her. And I was just like, I don't know, it'd be fun to do porn, And then also, I guess, my role model, Paris Hilton. So, we all know how that went.
Did you enjoy it at all?
Yes and no.
Okay. Some of the questions we got would be grouped into advice.
Mm-hmm.
So some young guys are thinking about getting into porn. What would you say to them before they got into porn? What lessons did you learn? What would you tell them to watch out for with the studios and etc.?
I really wouldn't say anything about the studios because, everybody has their own opinion. I'm not going to throw anybody under the bus. I don't have any bad feelings towards any of the companies. Every company that I worked for, we all left on good terms. I would say if you're getting into porn, think about it really, really hard because, one lesson that I did learn was that I actually lost my job, my career that I chose for my life because they found out that I was, that I used to do porn, even though I haven't been in it for 2 years. They found out who I used to be, and well, things went south from there. I'm back at a new, company. It's nobody's business where, I'm currently employed. But I would just say that, things can definitely come in back and bite you from behind. So be careful.
That's good advice. So you decided to get out. You could have stayed longer. You were a very popular star. You were in demand. What made you leave?
Two things really. One, I've always been a long-term relationship person, and I feel that at the time I was in a long-term relationship, and I was giving it up for this person because I thought that I, quote-unquote, loved them, which obviously was not the case. I tried to give it up to please this person, and in the end it kind of just failed, which, is fine. But, yeah.
All right, so
I don't really want to go into much detail about that. I guess I can comment on that some more, Andy. The fact that in the porn world, when I was in there, I don't know how the actors are today, but it was very drama filled, and everybody has something going on in their life. I have a lot going on in my life, and I definitely did not want somebody else bringing me into the whole he said, she said aspect of everything, which I don't really find appropriate to bring people that you've only known for a day into. So,
okay.
That's also why I got out.
Burning question. Did your family know you did porn? And how did they find out if they did?
Yes, they did know that, or yes, they do know that I did porn. They were very supportive of me. Some of my family members actually thought it was pretty awesome. That I was very, confident and acceptable with my, body, that I was able to do this in front of other people. They were very supportive, and I actually am the one who told them.
Okay, awesome. You've been out of porn for a while, but recently, I'd say within the last 6 to 9 months, you've been tweeting quite a bit. Now you have almost 1,200 followers, and you're kind of back into it. You're talking to stars and interacting. What made you come back?
Just the fact that I knew that there were people out there who, who are fans of me, and that, it's fun to interact with, people from a different aspect, to meet all these new people and have good times, and you definitely make new friends, Orlando is one of those cities that's a cutthroat world, and, you need a lot of friends, and, can't really rely on a lot of people here. So, after my whole second failed long-term relationship, I, decided to take a break and do me, and, part of me is the Chad Fitch aspect, and I like interacting with my fans. If that makes me a bad person, then I'm a bad person.
Okay.
And I will own that.
All right, so a theme that I've picked up in your blogs and in other statements is you mentioned that it's important to be humble, and you think, it's clear you think some people are not being humble. What do you mean by that?
Let me correct that statement, Andy. There was a couple times that I was called out for not being humble, and I want to address that because I find it very annoying. This is, kind of a nerve toucher here for me. The fact that, all of these actors go around and, say that certain stars aren't humble. And, you don't know these people. You don't know who they are, what they stand for, or what they have to go through every day in life. And for the fact that you're sitting here judging them for, quote-unquote, not being humble, I'm pretty sure being humble is characterized as, not talking bad about other people, I don't sit here and I don't bash anybody. I may have thrown 1 or 2 people under the bus, but, we all get what's coming to us.
Okay. So you live in Florida. How do you like that?
I like it. I definitely like it. It's warm weather, beaches all the time, theme parks all around me. As we all know, that I love roller coasters and I love amusement parks. I'm definitely thinking about moving within the next year or two. But this always happens. Every year I get fever to move, so we'll see what happens. But who knows? I might be in a city near you.
Okay. Rumor has it that you're a huge Real Housewives fan. So talk about that, and especially, so why do you like the series? And then who do you consider yourself most alike? Tell us which series and which character.
The reason why I like the Real Housewives so much is because I definitely feel that, I can relate to a lot of them in certain situations that they have been in, and I can definitely see the toll that it takes on a person, divorce, scandal, it's something that I follow very closely, a lot of the franchise I do. And I would probably have to say that I'm probably most like 2 housewives. One being from OC, being Tamra, and then second being Brandy from Beverly Hills, because, like Brandy, I'm very outspoken. I have no filter. I'm not going to pretend that I like you or that I don't like you. I'm going to tell you how it is and what I think. And as for Tamara, she's, very outspoken. She's an amazing person. She's been through a lot, and, I definitely see myself relating to her. So I think that me and her are in the same boat in kind of a sense.
Okay. So let's talk about two places that we know you love. New York City and LA. So why do you like those cities? What do you like to do? Do you miss them?
I definitely miss New York City, definitely. I lived there for about 3 to 4 months of my life with, everybody knows him, Keith Connor. You know, me and him are very close. We lived there together in an apartment. We had a great time in New York City. You know, there's a lot of memories that I definitely wouldn't trade in for the world. We shopped all the time, and we definitely partied it up in New York City. LA is, you know, quite very different from New York City. It's just a different lifestyle. It's a different feel, and you can definitely, when I'm there, I just feel at home. Anywhere in California, really. I feel very at home, and I definitely see myself living there in the last, you know, 20 to 30 years of my life.
Okay. So let's talk about an important subject, long-term goals.
Okay.
What do you want to do? Where do you want to go? What have you been thinking about?
Well, I've been in retail since I was 16. You know, I took a break from that when I started porn from 18 to 20. I think I did it for about 2 years, you know, maybe 1.5. But I've always been in retail. I've always loved it. And, you know, I definitely see myself being, you know, a general manager or a district manager in the next, you know, 10 years or so. Definitely an assistant manager within the next year or two. So those are my goals, and that's definitely what I want to stick with. It makes me happy. And, you know, having to apologize for being happy is, you know, people are jealous when other people are happy, so I'm not going to apologize for being happy.
So last question, as we wrap up this version, this blog, video blog today, what would you say to your fans? What, if you could say anything as a parting comment, what would you say?
I would definitely say to watch me closely. You never know. I could be back. I've never said no, and I never said yes. You know, it's definitely a thought that's been there, and it's definitely a thought that will continue to stay there. You know, we'll see. So watch me closely. Who knows? I might be back.
Awesome. Well, thank you for talking to us today, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you, Andy.